Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and in this video we are going to see a very famous game of Nihal Sarin which is played recently in the FIDE Grand Swiss in the second round, and where Nihal was playing with the black pieces, and we'll see that how Nihal sacrificed the pieces and sacrificed again and again consecutive pieces, and then later on won the game. So we'll start the game. Nihal was black and Aram Hakobian was white from Armenia, very strong grandmaster 26-25. Aram started the game with e4, Nihal played e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5 is going to the Italian, d3, knight f6, a4, and kind of Guico piano setup they are playing, a4, a5, then after bishop e3, and here Nihal played bishop b4 check, which is definitely not the correct way to continue, and white played c3 and white achieved the structure of this Guigo piano. Okay, while white has also achieved a4. White's plan is simple: castle, knight d2, rook e1, knight f1, knight g3, and try to play on the king side with a very slow game, right? We'll look for the center break later on with d4. Black's game is also straightforward: castle, look for the d5 break, maybe knight e7, knight g6 is also another plan. Rook comes to e8, protect this pawn. Okay, black is also having some plans. So here bishop e7 played. Now white has played queen to b3, castle, and f7 was under attack. So h3 played by white, black played d6. Okay, black is ready to develop the bishop, but where? Can't see, the e6 square is not available as well. So castle, h6, knight bd2. That's what I was saying, that this plan is very simple. I'll go and come on g3 to cover the f5 square. So knight h5. Knight is going towards, heading towards the f4 square. Queen d1 played by white. I don't think that whenever you are playing Quick piano, you should go back with this kind of move. You can play with simple rook e1 idea. That was possible. Another idea was possible that you could play g4 and then rook d1. That was also pretty interesting. You are farming your grip on the f5 square. So that was a possibility. Queen d1 played anyway, and then knight f6 again came back. Queen b3, knight h5. So they have just repeated few moves, and then at this moment, I believe that Nihal was happy with the draw with queen d1, knight f6, but white has played d4. White was playing for the winning. White thought, okay, his position is somewhat better, little bit, having better center control. Let's take the risk. Black played bishop g5, knight into g5, h into g5. Now white has the pair bishop, but this f4 square is under control of black, very firmly controlled. Again, you cannot play g3 because h3 will be little bit weak. So knight f3 played by white, attacking the g5 square, and black played knight f4. D into e5, d into e5, after bishop c5, attacking the rook, and from here the game has started doing the what I would say, that the game started showing its own colors. Nihal started playing very beautifully. Nihal played here queen to f6, brilliant exchange sacrifice, that he said, okay, take my exchange. I'm going to probably go with knight f3, knight h3 idea, or knight g2 idea, bishop h3, queen f3. You are somewhat weak, your pieces are a little bit on the wrong side, so I'm going to attack on your king side. White played bishop into f8, and here another great move by Nihal. Nihal completely gave up this rook and played knight into g2. The position is again somewhat very complicated at this moment, and again, if you look at it, it's not very easy to assess the position. Computer might show that, okay, it's +1 for white, but what does it mean by +1? How are you going to justify this +1? Okay, when the position is very complex, okay, so then engine evaluation doesn't matter. Again, king into g2 is not possible because bishop h3 was simple a draw. Okay, I believe that Nihal has seen this, and that's why he has played. But his opponent was not happy with the draw, and he played knight h2, bishop into h3, and from here the position went on to a little bit downhill for black. Yes, again computer is showing that it is still, there is some advantage for white. Again, I would say that computer evaluation and evaluation are completely different. When complex position, computer will find some only move to keep up the advantage, but human cannot find this thing. Human will play based on the plan. Bishop c5. Logical move, save the bishop, saying, show me your cards, how are you going to checkmate me? Knight h4, bishop e2. And now from here, the position started sinking for black. f3. The idea is very simple that we are going to play some sort of queen f4, queen e4, or maybe knight f3. Okay, lots of threats are there in the air. So rook fd1 played by white. Black played queen g6, attacking the e4 pawn. Knight f1, and already you can see that the bar was moving towards the black side, and one small mistake and it caused the game for black. And knight f1, not a good move. Queen into e4, simply grabbing the pawn. After knight a3, white's plan was to stop the checkmate on this g2 square. Okay, but now still black will come knight f3 check. Bishop f3, gf3. Now what is the threat? Queen g6. Simple threat. Even bishop g2 and we can deliver simply checkmate on h5 to h1. So white played queen to c4, offering queen trade. Queen h7. My idea is to go somewhat bishop to g2 later on and queen to h1. Already the position is very much problematic for white, I would say. That rook d5 played, rook e8. If you see material wise, white is a full rook up at this moment. If you just count the material, white is having an extra rook. But the weak king is the main problem here for white. And white played rook d1, queen h5, queen e4, pawn f5. Again, just black is just pushing towards the king side, and problem for white is that white pieces are cutted off on the queen side. They're not coming to the king side to help this king on g1, and the king feel very lonely on g1. Queen c4, again king h7. Plan is very simple that I might develop my rook from e6 to g6 or h6. Okay, and there will be no kind of discovery in this diagonal, and that's why Nihal moved the king to h7. So rook d7, queen g5 check, king h2, queen h6, threatening bishop g2 and queen h1 checkmate. At this moment, white played king g1. White was hoping for draw, but now there is no chance. Last piece coming to the game, rook e6, ready to play rook g6, and checkmate is coming. Knight f1, bishop f1, queen into e6, queen into e6, bishop f8, threatening rook into g7. But after king g8, bishop g7, bishop e2, and at this moment, white resigned the game because this bishop is under attack. This queen is attacking this rook, and this rook cannot move anywhere. Then you will lose your uh, rook on d7. If you simply move the queen rook to c1, then queen into e7 is coming. And also this rook, if you move somewhere else like that, at this moment, if you simply play after bishop e2, even if you play simply bishop to c5, or yeah, simply even if you play bishop to c5, still bishop it is coming, and this rook is having nowhere to go. All the squares are blocked completely, and you are going to lose the rook, and also the checkmate is coming. So on the way, white resigned the game, and Nihal Sarin won a beautiful game where he has sacrificed so many pieces and then developed the kingside attack, build up the kingside attack slowly. He was playing for the long-term compensation. It's not like that, okay, I'm a rook down, I have to immediately gain the material or do the checkmate. No, he was playing the game. He knew that he had the advantage, and he slowly built up the attack. He slowly pressed up and won the game later on. I hope you like this analysis and like the video. In the next video, please let me know what kind of video should I post. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.